you're short, each additional inch provides tremendous benefits to your romantic opportunities. This is height over the x-axis, romantic opportunities over the y-axis. So each additional inch gives you loads of benefit until about 6 foot, 6'1", and then each inch only gives you a slight benefit, tapering off around 6'3" to 6'5", before going back down again, actually, for extremely tall individuals.
This video right here is all about how you can feel good about your height, something that you have no control over, and someone on the internet is going to come over to you, my boy, and tell you how to feel about it and what each inch means on your entire life scale. So this is what kind of inspired this video to talk about insecurities on the internet and how it's so pushed by the algorithms that we are used to nowadays. Because the huge thing with short form content, especially on TikTok and Instagram, is a lot of people don't choose to get those content. So when you see a video like this, for example,
how much does height matter? Every inch is worth about $30,000 a year. So being 5'6", I would have to make $180,000 to be the same attractiveness as a man who's 6 foot just because of my height.
And that's coming from one of your favorite influencers, right? One of your favorite YouTubers is sitting there saying that to you. And the thing here, you didn't ask for that content. You're just scrolling, and the internet is building this narrative in your head that this is what this height thing is. This is what it's about. And all of that is only gonna kind of force that insecurity if that most people aren't 6 feet, right? A lot of people are gonna get that insecurity from just watching Instagram, from just going over the internet and not asking to feel insecure about that. So I'm sure you're getting where I'm coming from with this, all right? Because this tend to get into a bigger problem than just pointing out things that might be patterns. For example, height, that is a pattern. That's something that, all right, a lot of people have different experiences with, and they're allowed to share their experiences. It's not like they're sharing you a product, bro. Because that's the mean wave of social media influencers nowadays, all right? They will create a problem and then sell you the problem, sell you the solution to the problem. It's enough to just make people insecure without people asking about it. But then to go out of your way and make money off of their insecurity is a whole nother form of scumminess. And that's what I'm seeing a lot on the internet nowadays.
30 days is all it took for me to get my jawline right, y'all. Not only that, my face started glowing like crazy.
Boom, 30 days is all it took for this man right here to look like he does right now. It didn't take any amount of hard work. It didn't take being a low body fat percentage. It didn't take anything like that. It took what he's about to say.
And I was using this tool, this jaw exercising the tool as well. And this face roller too. I would put this in the refrigerator and get it cold and use it. Woo!
Facts. It's not having a good diet. It's not putting great things in your body to make your skin look right. That's not what's gonna make you look good. It's buying those products, buying those freaking rollers, all right, and also having those things that can squeeze the shit out of your face, guys. It's so stupid. I'm not even playing, y'all.
I don't know I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something right because my skin glowing. Again, you get all three of these things, the face roller, the gua sha, and the jaw exerciser tool, for only 20 bucks.
Boom, for only 20 bucks. And that is what leads us to this next part of the video, which is the market that is being created off of the insecurities that these people are selling you. Now, I'm making this video just to share awareness about this that's happening. Short form content is becoming more and more popular in the world, and a lot of us consume it unconsciously. We go on our phone. We're so used to scrolling. We love that motion so much. We've gotten addicted to it. And people are now using that to sell you things a lot more. You go on TikTok nowadays, every other scroll, there's someone selling you a product. There's someone being paid to sell you a product. And insecurities are the best way to sell to people. So these apps now have turned into insecurity builders instead of fun, engaging, dopamine inducing entertainment. All right, the old age TikTok, which was just fun, you go out there and see people dancing, is gone. The new TikTok, the new YouTube shorts, the new Instagram is about people getting you insecure enough to go and buy their product, to take you off the app to go and buy their product.
This is before the height maxing shoes. This is after the height maxing shoes. I'm literally his height now, bro. These shoes are crazy. So if you want to look taller for only 20 bucks, I'll leave a link to these shoes right here in this video.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
Now, let's actually define insecurities before we even get deeper into this video, because I feel like it's a term that is just thrown out there and a lot of people just say it. All right, here's what insecurity means. Insecurities is an uncertainty or an anxiety about oneself or lack of confidence. Now, in this current world that we live in, it's very easy to be insecure because a lot of things are there to force you to think and be in your head. That is where insecurity stems from. And when you're exposed to a lot of media and you consume a lot of things, you tend to want to be a part of the norm. You tend to want to be a part of the center. Okay, that's the beauty in averageness. And the more influencers you see, the more you're going to look down upon yourself, because the people that become influencers are inherently attractive people, and you want to be like the average of those people. Hence, you feel insecure because you are not an influencer for a reason, my boy. Unless if you're spending some huge knowledge, if you're like, bro, you're crazy, you probably got every score streak unlocked, you always get, like, you are impeccable, you are a divine human being, that's when you can actually, like, say, you know, you can make money off of the internet by just yapping and not being semi-attractive or having like crazy muscle. These guys are different. Influencers are special in some way, and a lot of people in the public now are aspiring to look like influencers. So influencers have this golden ticket to sell you things and make a lot of money off of it, even though you can't look like them, because they just naturally look better than you, bro. Most of these things are genetics. And if they're selling you anything, those are usually things that you can work on naturally and not pay a lot of money for to gain, like having better skin, like having a better body, like speaking better. All those things can happen by you just taking time to work on them instead of going for the easy fix. Okay, now I want to actually watch a clip from this doctor that goes over insecurities and how you can actually fix it. All right, I'm going to actually help you here if you're going through this.
So if you really want to understand how to overcome an insecurity, what you need to do is starve it. So anything that we give into in the mind grows. So if I'm feeling insecure about my appearance and I text a friend of mine and I send them a selfie and I say, hey, will you look at this? Do I look okay? In that moment, when you have an emotion, what is your solution to the emotion? It is to engage in a behavior that reassures you and makes the emotions go down. But what you're actually doing in that moment is feeding the insecurity, because you're giving the insecurity what it wants. The insecurity wants reassurance. And so the more that we give the insecurity what it wants, the stronger it becomes.
Boom. That can be interpreted by buying someone like look maxing product, by buying some magic pill that's going to tenfold your testosterone and you turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro. That's kind of the things he's talking about here. Things that are going to enforce that insecurity. And just for me to add my own point to that too, guys, is also these insecurities are built from you overthinking, from you really identifying with your thinking so much and not actually just living your life. You're never going to think your way into happiness. I would say that, and I would say this again. You're never going to think your way into happiness and being secure in yourself. The more you think, the more you're in your head comparing yourself to other people, being egotistical, the more you're self-centered like that, and just seeing these influencers as the standard and you having to be the average of them, that's the more you're going to be unhappy, like not have peace in your life. If you see these people on the internet, you just got to realize that they are people. All right, like you don't have to be the greatest of all people to be happy in life. That's where the thinking comes in. You were sitting there overthinking all the time. That's going to lead to a lot of problems, and you're going to validate a lot of those insecurities by going out there and trying to be like these people and buying their product and their courses, bro. Don't be a dumbass. Jesus.
If I'm insecure about my appearance and my insecurity is saying, hey, you don't look good, and I say, okay, fine, then I will cancel my social plans so that I don't have to worry about feeling ugly.
Or I'll have to go and buy the Looks Max and teeth juice to look super spiffy for the next couple years and make this influencer a billionaire. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to segment on to the final boss of Instagram influencers. All right, I want to segment on to Ashton Hall, because Ashton Hall kind of is in this place where he sells good things, but he also sells bad things. All right, he's a guy that's all about fitness and being good at being healthy, looking healthy, but he tends to go above and beyond and incorporate some of the dumbfuckery of the actual influencer space and the looks maxing space. All right, let's first just take a look at this stupid morning routine. Boom. First of all, things that you need. Yes, you want to get the abs. Yes, you want to get the muscles, the shoulders, all of that you want to get without steroids, okay? You should want to be like that. But just know he's like that because he's him. You might not have the genetics to be like that, but you can aspire to be like that and be your best self. You will feel it when you get there. That's a fact. Things you shouldn't do. Wear a stupid ass Batman looking mask. White Batman. Don't do that, okay? And then you're going to see some other things. You don't need Saratoga water. Most of you are too broke to buy just bottled water. You're relying on that Brita. You fill in that Brita with some sink water and drinking it. That's fine. They're all water and they're all based, okay? If you have your money, you can improve your health little by little. But you're not Ashton Hall. You got to know that. Now, after the weird morning routine of Ashton Hall, I will just tell you guys the bad that I noticed instead of having to go through all the whole video. Some of the bads that I noticed is, first of all, the mouth tape. This is one of the most unnecessary forms of being a person I've seen in a minute. Okay, you don't need no mouth tape. If you have a problem going to bed with your mouth closed, you gotta actually take time and fix that. You gotta go through the process of learning to close your mouth when you go to bed. All right, I understand that some people are older and it's a little harder to develop habits. All right, but you gotta do it, bro. The easy way out isn't the best way out most of the time. And mouth tapes actually have a lot of issues that people don't talk about, and they just freaking put it on there and put like a doctor in a suit and assume that is real or perfect. Who should not use a mouth tape? If you have a cold or a sinus infection, that happens to everybody once a year at least. So let's take away like a month from the year. All right, consume alcohol or taking sedatives. Most of y'all consume alcohol. Let's be honest. Nasal breathing problems, or like that's coming from the cold. If you have allergies and shit like that, you're not using it. So that's like most of spring. Obesity defined as body mass index, BMI over 35. 40+% of the US population is obese, and the people who are having issues with snoring and just like sleep apnea are usually obese, and you're not supposed to be using this when you are obese. Okay, so if you are like the 50% minus like the time you get cold and minus the time there's spring, you should not be using this product. Okay, and it's also like a tape in your mouth. It's not reusable. It's just stupid.
It can also cause bad breath. And if you're prone to it, it can increase snoring and sleep apnea, which is not a good thing for good sleep. There's also the risk of irritation to your mouth from the tape. I can tell you one thing definitively from a science perspective: there's no evidence of clinical benefit in the medical literature as of yet.
You use this product, bro, like, all right, you learn to close your mouth slightly faster, but you also wasted all that amount of money. Maybe you might not even just learn to close your mouth naturally. You're gonna need the tape forever. Now you're relying on Ashton Hall of all people. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all gotta really know what y'all are putting yourselves into.
Everyone's talking about mouth taping, but there's also nose taping. So save this video or watch till the end, because I'm about to teach you guys what nose taping is and how to do it.
Nose taping, y'all. This is the final, I'm sorry. Nose taping, people. Another insecurity or thing created to sell product. Hey, your nose is supposed to be bigger than Zor's, so that's how you're going to get air in your body. Like, are you serious, bro?
The nose tape I've been using is from Breathe Right. If you're interested, check out the link in my bio. You can get it there.
They're all just selling products. They're all literally just selling products. And don't get me started on the alpha male guys, the gurus who are selling courses, who are doing all these things. We got to understand what the internet is turning into, bro. There's a reason why this shit is getting boring. All right, everybody now is trying to sell you something. Nobody is authentic anymore. You got to realize where you're getting your things from, who you're trusting to go and buy products from. And just realize, man, you can do it naturally. The natural way is usually the best way, and you actually fighting through it and taking patience is gonna build more than just it's gonna solve more than just the problem you're trying to fix. It's gonna add to other things. Like, discipline, etc. Thank you for watching though. Peace out. Bye bye. Mwah.